At last, I'm not maidenless. Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Gaming. I'm Chris Chappell. From the team that brought you Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian, the game that started it all, Ico, released in 2001 by Team Ico under Ueda Fumito's leadership. With beautiful cover art inspired by Giorgio de Chirico's The Nostalgia of the Infinite, but then changed for the North American release to this. Maybe that's why Ico didn't get as much commercial success in the States. Even if you missed this one's, chances are a game you have played was inspired by it. It popularized the concept designed by subtraction, working around the limitations of PS1 and PS2 technology to show that video games can be art. Games like Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, Journey, Uncharted 3, Halo 4, God of War, The Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, and so many more wouldn't exist without Ico. In fact, without Ico, we may have never been blessed with beloved games like the Dark Souls series, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. Miyazaki Hidetaka says he may have never become a game developer if Ico hadn't inspired him. Ueda-sama, I salute you. In Ico, you play as Ico, a boy born with horns, condemned to be sacrificed in a castle, only for him to escape by a stroke of luck and meet a beautiful, angelic girl named Yorda, who speaks a completely different language Ico can't understand. You later come to learn that she is the daughter of the queen of the castle, who wants to prolong her own life by taking Yorda's body. Both Ico and Yorda have one clear goal. To do that, you must solve platform puzzles, but there's a catch. You can perform all sorts of acrobatics like climbing castle walls and chains, but not Yorda. That's why you must figure out how to help Yorda traverse through various obstacles. If you aren't a fan of escort missions, don't worry. At least she doesn't go at a turtle's pace. But if you think you can just escape the castle without her, well, tough luck. Without Yorda, you can't open the magical locked doors to proceed. The game revolves around guiding and protecting Yorda. You hold R1 to hold Yorda's hand as you navigate through the castle. Hand-holding, how lewd. Or you can call out for her to come to you. You can also have her stand still as you go ahead to paths only you can take. But beware, if you stay away from her too long, the queen's shadowy minions, the spirits of sacrificed horned boys like yourself, will appear and try to kidnap Yorda. But this isn't an action game. There's no HP. You lose when Yorda's captured. The game is designed to make you think about Yorda. You know that the shadow creatures will come after her if you stay away too long. There's also something about being alone with her in such beautiful scenery that's just so aesthetic. The game trains you to worry for Yorda, to take care of her. So when, at the end of the second act, you come to a point where you get the chance to escape, but the bridge between you and Yorda starts to separate. Yorda gets stuck behind. You could just leave her behind, but instead, you go back for her, only to fall and find yourself truly alone. You suddenly realize then and there how empty the world is without Yorda. You, as the player, feel uneasy because now you no longer have any means to save your game. One wrong move, and it's all the way back to the last save point. You know what your final mission is without anyone telling you what that is. Just look at the environment. Before, the castle's interior was always dark and the outdoor scenery was always blooming bright. But now, things have reversed. Now it's the outdoors that's dark and gloomy, and it's the castle's interior, with Yorda somewhere inside, that's bright. Your goal is to save Yorda and slay the queen. Ico is a tale of the hero's journey that teaches a powerful message. A wild boy learns that he must channel his energies into protecting others, even at the expense of his own desires. This is a lesson young boys especially need to learn. C.S. Lewis once said, "Since it's so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them at least have learned of brave knights and heroic courage. Otherwise, you're making their destiny not brighter, but darker." Men these days already face dark destinies. Mental health crises and loneliness, not to mention a lack of purpose in life. Rather than live a life of crime or a life of self-gratification, boys need to be more like Eco and use their strengths to protect the Yordas in their lives. But it's that message that might not go well with modern Western game journalists. Among a gazillion things they'd love to nitpick, top among them would be the way Eco presents girls. Why can't Yorda, a girl, be just as acrobatic as a boy like Eco? Why does Yorda have to rely on a boy like Eco to defend herself? Heck, why can't Yorda just get herself out in the first place? Are we to tell girls that they ought to wait for boys to rescue them like weak damsels in distress? Follow after boys and obey their orders? No! As Snow White remake actress Rachel Zegler said, "It's no longer 1937, guys. This is 2025. Modern audiences want strong, independent women who can solve their own problems with their own strength." And don't get me started on the lack of representation in Eco. Why does Yorda have to be so damned white? Are you insinuating that all the shadow monsters are dangerous because they're black? That's racist. Girls are just as capable, perhaps even more so, than boys and grown men at fighting. They too can climb castle walls and swing on chains. They don't have any weaknesses or flaws. And they certainly don't need to have men telling them what to do. They must break barriers and see themselves as all-powerful. The last thing girls need is some horny boy yelling at them to follow. But thinking this way ignores a lot of things in life. As much as the West loves promoting girl power and girl boss energy, it misses a truth. Men and women need each other. Just as in Eco, neither can escape the castle alone. They each have unique skills that the other doesn't possess. Eco saves Yorda on multiple occasions, but in the end, it was Yorda who saves Eco when the castle started collapsing. Had Yorda not depended on Eco, she wouldn't have been in the position to save Eco when he needed it most. And the fact is, without someone to protect, someone to drive them to go beyond themselves, the boy will never make the hero's journey and enter into manhood. The best way to live life is to see how best you can serve others without letting ego get in the way. If we don't tell children these kinds of stories for politically correct reasons, then that will stifle their growth, like stuffing them into sarcophagi. Thank you for watching Deep Thoughts While Gaming. And remember, if you don't want to be cursed, then you'll offer me sacrifices. I don't want boys, give me money. You can support more Deep Thoughts While Gaming over at patreon.com/gamersunbeaten. Or you can hit that join button to become a channel member. You'll get access to an exclusive Discord server, live streams, videos, emojis, and that secret mace you probably didn't know you could get in Eco. And click on this video about Hearts of Iron 4 and the rise of nationalism.